Welcome to the RavensSpace on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is RavensSpace Daily, where we talk about Baltimore Ravens news every single weekday. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Please do me a favor, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the great Baltimore Ravens content we have here. Also, I want to give a special shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Without you guys, none of this can happen. And I also hope that you guys are using the coupon code for the RavensSpace shop that you guys have because you are Patreon members. We have 3 great news stories. We're going to hop right in. And the first news story of the day is about Gary Barnidge and the fact that he may potentially be able to help the Baltimore Ravens. If you guys don't know, Gary Barnidge was cut by the Cleveland Browns. And if you guys don't remember Gary Barnidge, he was the tight end that basically won the game against the Ravens when we played him a couple years ago, and he caught the ball between his legs. Now, Gary's an older tight end. He's 31 years old right now, but people think that he may be able to help the Ravens. And there's 2 ways I see this. One, he's an older player and that, we'll have to learn the system. We have younger players that are ready to play. Let them play, let them gain some knowledge and experience, and we'll see how they play. But I'm also thinking that with all our injuries, hey, what's another tight end? Add one to the game and see if he can make a big difference. I think the Ravens will not go there. They will not call him. And one of the reasons is that Gary Barnidge says that they haven't reached out to him yet. And we know how quick Ozzie Newsome moves when he finds a player that he wants. But to see that he hasn't even called Gary shows that he's not really interested in Gary, so the Baltimore Ravens won't pick him up. But we have a quote from Gary when he was asked about, joining the Baltimore Ravens. And Gary said, "They know who to contact, who to call. I just know we haven't heard anything yet, which is fine." And so, to be honest, Gary is one of the top tight ends, right now who's remaining and free agency. And I think when he released, he was number 1. He had a great season 2 years ago. Last year, he struggled a little bit. But again, I think he's a good player. He's older. That's why I think the Ravens won't try to get him. But he does, have a chance to be good again in the league. And if the Ravens, ever do think about putting their hat in the ring, it'll be interesting. So do you guys think that the Ravens should try and attempt to get Gary Barnidge? Let me know in the comments below. And we'll move on to the next topic. And this is a super nerdy topic. If you love football and you love Baltimore Ravens, you'll love this topic. And it's from the Bleacher Report. And they ranked the 10 best defensive schemes in the NFL. And they ranked a certain piece of the scheme. Of course, they didn't just rank the whole thing, the whole defense. They put a certain piece. And the Ravens ranked number 5 for the Baltimore's disguise coverages. And so in the article, they mentioned that the reason that this worked so well last year is because Eric Weddle and Ladarius Webb can both play strong and free safety. And when you can do that, that means that you have players that can come up to the line, switch to a corner, switch deep, switch short, and do different things like that. I think this would be even more profound when the Ravens add a Tony Jefferson, because Tony Jefferson can do it all as well. Jefferson's one of the best players at the line of scrimmage I've seen in a while, and he's also impressive guarding tight ends. I haven't seen him be that impressive guarding receivers, but guarding tight ends, very, 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 very impressive player. I'm excited to see what kind of schemes that Dean Pease can coach up. Now, I know you guys saw one of my videos where I said that I thought Dean Pease was one of the best coordinators in the NFL, and I still say that. And this actually proves it, that they believe that one of the top schemes in the NFL belongs to Dean Pease. So I was excited about that. And then the third story of the day comes from NFL.com, and it's another story from Gil Brandt that I take serious issue with. And it's the ranking of the top safeties of all time. I'm going to cut right to the chase. Ed Reed is number 4. Ed Reed, I believe this more than I believe about Ray Lewis. Okay, I think Ray Lewis was great, one of the best of all time. I for sure think Ed Reed was the best safety of all time, and I think he's better than Ray Lewis. And that is honest, the truth, in my opinion. My favorite Baltimore Raven of all time. And they have him ranked below Ken Houston, Troy Polamalu, and Inland Tunnel. And again, I'll go Ken Houston, I didn't see play. I can't talk about him. And Inland Tunnel, I can't say anything. I didn't see him play. I can't talk about him. I saw Troy Polamalu play, and Troy Polamalu was great. And he definitely should be on this list. But again, he was not better than Ed Reed. And I'm not even being biased here. Ed Reed has more Pro Bowls. He has more interceptions. They both have MVPs. But Ed Reed was better longer, has a longer career span, was elite for a long time. You guys have to think that Ed Reed, I believe, won Defensive Player of the Year in 2005 and was still in the conversation about who's the best, safety when Palomalu won it, I believe, in 2011. I think what hurt Ed Reed in the very end was that he left to play for other teams. And so people saw an Ed Reed that wasn't the Ed Reed we saw in Baltimore. The Ed Reed who played for Houston and then the New York Jets was a step slower. If Ed Reed would have retired after he won that Super Bowl, after he got an interception in the Super Bowl, then I think he would have been maybe number one on this list. And like we do every single day, we go to the mailbag question of the day. And this question comes from Vaughn. And Vaughn asks, with all these things happening to the Ravens since the draft, like Dennis Pitta getting released, Tavon Young getting injured, and Darren Waller getting suspended for the whole year, do you see us winning 12 or 13 games this season? And keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Vaughn. I didn't see us winning 12, 13 games this season before they got injured. And I definitely don't see it now. I was always a 10-game guy. And in my official predictions, I had 9 games. But if the Ravens can get a couple wins here and there, 10 games. And again, the Ravens have a easier schedule than they did last year, in my opinion. They don't play the Patriots. They play the Raiders. And after the Raiders, the only hard team they have is the Steelers. I really do think we got off a little easier. We do have the Packers too, but the Packers can be up and down depending on what time of the year it is. I would say that the Ravens are going to win again. My prediction is 9 games, 10 games. I just really do think that the Steelers are a better team right now because of their playmakers. Now, if the Ravens can gel and the collective can be better than the sum of its parts, then we have a chance to win 11 games. But I really don't think that we have the talent to win 12, 13 games. I think if we win 10 games, 11 games, get into the playoffs as a 6 or a 5, we have a chance to put on some good games on back of each other and put it all on the field. So thank you so much for your question, Vaughn. And that is the end of the episode for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate it. Let me know if you like this episode. Please share this episode. Subscribe to the RavensSpace on YouTube. Follow us on our different social media. And go check out our t-shirt store. Thank you guys so much. And go Ravens.